Morning, folks. Today's soap sample is from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, PAA, and the name of this one here is CaD. Just not a real big sample. Plenty enough for the shave this morning. And we'll be following up with a a little bit bigger sample of Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Atomic. It comes in a larger container. This one here came with the scuttle, and thought, why not? I just pair these two up today. And the blade of choice today, of course, is the Kai blade, the pink. And this will be the second use on this particular blade. And I have it in the RazoRock. This is a version 2, the Blackhawk. To me, this one here looks pretty cool. I like it. And I've got it whipped up here in a very small bowl. When I would use this, yeah, as you can tell, it's a pretty small one. Got it with a Vie Long horsehair knot brown. This one here is a little bit thicker, so might need some more water here pretty soon. Already put a hot towel to the face this morning, and got the Phoenix Artisan cube here. That's an ice cube. And we'll go ahead and get started with the Preshave soap here. I don't know if you can hear that. That's Thor, our cat. He's been quite ornery early this morning, but he's he's enjoying himself. We had don't know if you've seen the last video, but anyhow, we've had some rain. We've been expecting rain, and we got rain, and now we're under a flash flood watch because we're expecting more rain. And it hasn't as it goes for, it's just been more or less rain for us where I'm at. Now around us have had some storms that have floated through, but for the most part, you know, here where I'm at in Tulsa, I'm right on the border, city limits in between Tulsa and Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow is just about a half a mile from here. I am really close to the city limits, so now the western part of Tulsa may have gotten some storms, but out on the east side of things, we didn't see much of anything, just rain. Most of it went around us. Sometimes it does make you wonder why storms typically do that sort of thing. Not complaining much. In other words, we miss most of the tornadoes. They may come relatively close, but they always seem to go around us, so don't complain too much. But we've gotten our share of rain again. Of course, here in Oklahoma, it doesn't take much, as opposed to some other places here in the States that get a lot more rain that's used to it. For us, it doesn't take much for things to start to flood. This is, my nose is picking it up this morning, the scent. It is a nice scent. Yesterday when I was deciding on what soap sample I was going to use today, I got some samples I need to probably go ahead and run through and decide I'd use this one here, as well as try and decide maybe sometime in the future getting a full-size container. But it's not that I don't want it, is I've got so much soap, I need to use a little bit more of it. Very smooth shave. This, for me, this is such a smooth shaver, especially with this blade. Have a lot of fun with it. Almost got most of that lather. I think Tony's outside this morning. Him and Thor were playing just a little loud earlier this morning, and it's still early. Just now 5 o'clock. A little bit behind schedule. But when it rains like this, it sure does make it nice to sleep in a little bit. Now here of late, uploading videos has been a bit of a challenge. So we'll see how this one works out today. Normally I can upload a video in about 20 minutes, sometimes a little less. But in other words, not too terribly long. But here of late, it's been taking close to an hour, which is really thrown a kink into my schedule. I'll have a link down below for the soap sample and for the aftershave, and you can read what Douglas went through. In other words, there for a while, the scent for the aftershave was it came in the size I got there, and it came with the scuttle, and that's all there was to it. And then folks wanted a full size container of it, which I understand because it's a nice scent. And the scent description is below. If you follow me very long, my nose is not the best in the world, so what my nose picks up may not be the same, and most likely it won't be the same that your nose picks up. I have a rather simple nose. So in other words, if there's an orange scent or a lemon or anything quite like that, in other words, once it picks up that, it has a hard time smelling anything else. It's not a very complex nose. It's had a rough life. Anybody that suffered with any kind of allergies or anything like that will understand what I'm saying. And it's been like that for as long as I can remember. It's probably also the reason why I don't particularly care for the scent of mud or dirt, because that is the scent of anything that sticks in my nose that'll stick around for a while. Hard to get it out. Yes, I don't particularly care for that scent. As you can tell, this shaver, it does pretty well for me. I enjoy using it. It's got just enough, I guess you might say, as it goes for aggression, just to keep it efficient, but yet smooth. I have not tried the third version, version 3. And I have not tried the first one either. But this one here is pretty nice. I intend on giving the version 3 a try. I was just going to try to get the cap and base plate. But it seems like it might be better or easier to go ahead and pick up the whole thing, because I've already got a handle that I can use. But right now it seems that, at least when I do check, finding just the base plate and the cap, in other words the head, readily available seems to be problematic for me. Sometimes I can find it with a handle, but like I say, I really don't need a handle. I've got a pretty nice one. Actually, I've got 2 handles from RazoRock that are pretty nice, that'll work just fine with it. And if I remember correctly, it's also offered with this shaver, so in other words, I really don't need another one. It is nice that they do offer that up, that you can have just a base plate and the head, or cap that is, so you don't have to buy the whole thing. Face feels really good, smooth, moisturized. I have never had a complaint with PAA's soap. My face always feels nice when I'm done with it, with the shave. And if you have issues with with alcohol and the aftershave and whatnot. Just leaving it just the way it is right now, you'll be good to go. My face feels great. Don't expect to find any stinging this morning with the alum block. In case you haven't caught one of my videos before, when it comes to me, and I started kind of late with PAA's shave gear. And so in other words, the only experience I have is with Crown King. And it's the version right before the 6. And yeah, no stinging at all this morning. That's all I know. I don't know any of the previous versions before Crown King, and if there was a difference or what the difference was, or anything of the sort. This is all I know. I have tried a sample of the CK6, and it was an unscented sample, and it was nice. But I'm quite happy with this one right here. In other words, just the quote-unquote regular version. Really nice feeling on the face. I mean, it does leave the face feeling pretty good. Can't complain a bit. Like I say, the name of this one here is Atomic. This is the small version that came with the scuttle. Larger one, I think it's like a hot air balloon, something of the sort. The shape of the balloon is shaped like a crescent, if you will. First thing it reminds me of a hot air balloon, and then the next thing it reminds me of is a croissant. Time for breakfast, right? And this one here, if you get one, that's what the restrictor looks like. This does smell good. It is awfully tempting to get the full size one, as well as the soap to go right along with it, because this scent is nice. When I first got it, opened it up and thought, oh man, this is going to cause me problems, because now I've got another set that I'm going to be wanting to get, and it's not like I need another set. So that is the nice thing, mentioning all that sort of thing. I have some samples here and there that I'll sprinkle throughout the month of September. This being September the 1st, Tuesday, and be using sprinkled the whole month through with samples, as well as single edge shavers. And it is nice sometimes when you're just wanting to try something to get a sample, as opposed to risking getting a whole puck, because some of the stuff, you know, I'm not too sure if I'm going to like it or not. For instance, you know, there, like I say, there's some scents that I don't particularly care for, and anything with dirt or mud or anything like that, I'm not interested in. For some soap, you know, folks, that's not quite the issue. But it is nice to have samples, and for me, I appreciate it when they do make them a sample size. Face feels wonderful. Had a great shave this morning. Like I said, it says September the 1st. Hope everybody's enjoying their shaves, and maybe you're getting on the bandwagon, if you will, with the single edge shavers. And hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and smooth shaves to you.